downplaying it a little bit, but it was like, you know, it was a situation that I think I had a sense when it comes to Team Liquid roster moves. I do have a fucking spider sense, mate. I don't know how I do it because you should have that, right? You're Moses, the bald eagle, lover of NA. Me, I don't know. Team Liquid, it's just I always, whenever I call a roster move, it always seems to be right. And seriously, the Twists one was weird because I had no particular insight. Nobody had said anything. It was just I sensed there was something up, and it felt like he was going to leave. And then you have the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge right at the end of the year in December, and you guys made it to the final. Very respectable. It's a really strong field. You got 3-0'd by Astralis, but I think runners up there is still pretty good, all things considered. And then immediately after, Twist does an interview and goes, I just want to say to everybody I'm out. It's my last game for Liquid. And it was like, the motherfucker couldn't wait to get out. And when I sat down and talked to him about it, he said, like, man, you have no idea how, like, you know, there was so many things going on behind the scenes. I told him I needed to take some time off to get my head right, and they brought Fallen in. I turned up at practice and he was there, and I was like, well, I might be ready to come back. And they were like, oh yeah, take your time. And he just got this vibe that, you know, he wasn't wanted anymore.
Well, so I just alluded to it earlier when I said that there was a player that called 3 weeks into my coaching and said he was struggling and wanted some time.
It makes sense. It had to be him or Grim, would you guess?
And you know, I just told him at the time, and that was, I think he came back right before IEM Beijing, because then immediately after that we had to fly out to Europe for like 5 weeks or 4 weeks or something like that. And yeah, I when he had that call, I was, you know, still very early on, and I was just like, you know, I'm not going to argue with you if you're telling me that you need some time and you need to get your head right and you have all these different ideas and you need some time to alone to yourself, or whatever you need to take a couple weeks off and figure things out. That's fine with me, but I just told him straight up at the time. I said, you know, we're still going to be practicing while you're gone, and I just want to warn you, like, this isn't like a threat or anything, but you know, we're probably gonna play with some oppers to see what it's like to actually play with an opper, with a typical opper, and see how things go, and get that sense within the team. And that's who I'm gonna look at replacing you for practice. And just as a heads up, like, this is gonna be probably hard and frustrating for some of your teammates who you get to take a break and they still have to work. And I was like, just make sure when you come back you're ready to go. But there's a world in which you come back and everyone really enjoys playing with someone, or really enjoys having an offer, or really enjoys this person that we play with for a week. And that's going to be something that, if you want to do this, that's going to be something you have to deal with when you get back. And that's just the way it's going to be. And you know, to his credit, he said, "Yep, I understand. You know, that's not I get it, not a big deal." And yeah, he went on. He had like 2 weeks off or something like that, and we practiced with Fallen. I think we practiced with Gratisfaction. I think I talked to OC briefly. But the practices with Fallen were phenomenal that week. And the decision wasn't made at that point, but it certainly started us down the path, you know?
Yeah, and I think as well, you know, I've said this many times, so I never, you know, I try not to be two-faced when I do interviews with players or whatever. If I've said something about them, like, yo, you played like shit, I don't like, oh, you were amazing in that. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not there to do that. Plus, you know, they can just go check, and then they think I'm an even bigger arsehole than what I actually am. So, you know, I talked to him about it, and I think he said as well, you know, that there was a number of issues, like just in general, in the team, and sort of he was moving in that direction as well. And I think that you could see an appreciable shift, because I've said I've never seen a more emo team than when these guys are playing. You know, in that despondent moment where you're having a run of not doing particularly well at tournaments, and obviously, you know, like, you can see Stewie's looking pissed off, and when Stewie's pissed off, he goes to pieces on the server. He starts doing silly things, and Alicia's, I don't know, Alicia's always pissed off, isn't he? And then you've got Twists. He looked emo as fuck. I can't get a read on Nath, because, you know, Yeah, exactly. You're probably not supposed to. So, you have all this like and Grimm's a young guy with 40-year-old man's head. So it's like, how do you read any of this? So, but the bottom line is no one was smiling, right? So
Yeah.
I was like, there's problems there. I mean, reading body language, which you should never do.
It's not an exact science.
No, it definitely isn't.
Yeah, I mean, certainly I think Russ had some unique problems in the team, and I don't want to touch on those because I don't know the full story of all of them. I've just kind of heard bits and pieces over the years myself. But certainly he had a lot of things going on in outside the game as well, where it felt like all of them were kind of leading him towards not being on the team and towards leaving the team. And I don't know. That was a hard decision for him to make. I know. I mean, we didn't even really make a decision until I think like right before whatever it was that event started, the one where we played Astralis in the finals. And I mean, from there, the kind of messaging changed entirely for the team. It was very much like, look, Russ is gone after this event. You guys have been teammates. He joined the team in 2017. It's been almost 4 years now. So whatever shit everyone's got going on, like the priority now is making sure that we get to send Russ off on a positive note. Like, let's not get eliminated early. Let's not drop the ball in some stupid match in the group stage or the quarterfinals, or let's go deep and let's make sure Russ is out of here on a positive note. And
you should have got to play a leave every week, Jason, to motivate the troops.
I know. Just start firing people. Yeah. So that was kind of the whole kind of theme of that event for us, which obviously turned out well. It was obviously a little bit of like what's the opposite of a honeymoon period? Like a dead team walking kind of situation where you kind of forget and stop trying to fix and stop trying to work on problems, and you just kind of play the game with the guy that you've been playing with for a while. And we had a good run there, and I was very happy. I was very happy personally to on one level to get that good run for Russell going out in the finals. I was very sad on some level because I know for me, in terms of coaching, I considered Russ leaving the team kind of my first failure. Because that was one of my goals when I joined. Was like I even told Russ, like right when I had like my initial call with him, I was like, man, getting you back on track is one of my top priorities. And I didn't accomplish, I didn't get it done. So that was disappointing for me in a number of ways. But and then the interview afterwards that he gave, it wasn't any kind of sense of like him being like, good, let me get the hell out of here. I think I think it was probably harder for him, I think, to leave the Liquid organization. I think he really, really loved the Liquid organization. And I think that meant a lot. He came in and came up to me after the game, and he was like, hey, I'd like to do the post-game interview. And when a player comes and asks to do the post-game interview, I just looked at him. I was like, what do you want to do? Like, why do you want to do this? I was like, you're going to announce that you're leaving the team, aren't you? And he was just like, oh, sheepishly, yeah. He got it cleared, and Liquid management gave it the okay. And he came up, and I think that was something that he wanted to do. It was meaneful for him.
Oh,
so
shit.
Like, go have it.
Oh my god.
He earned it. He had a great
Holy
career.
what the
His career.
Yo.
As well.
Oh my god.
He's a great guy. I really, really like Russ.
Fucking hell.
He's a good kid. Good kid. I'll always make time for him. He's come a long way.
Oh my god, dude. Yo.
Yeah, it is funny looking at his older pictures.
Fuck.
Or did you mean as a player?
I didn't.
If you're wondering if I'm like, oh shit, I just choked 1.3. No, I'm fucking happy that I got C9. Dude, what the hell? What the hell? That is fucking insane. Oh my god. Oh shit, dude. I don't know who to give this to. Let's who's a good guy? Who do I like? Who's a cool guy? I'll give it to Adam, because we got 1.2 today. Dude, what the hell was that game? That was like crazy post. I got all the pieces. I had 81 longboards and I got all the pieces. Jesus Christ. And I nearly won point. Oh my god. Jesus Christ.